Hello, everybody. Welcome, Rosie and Corina, psych investigators.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hello, Corina. So,
Hello.
guys, today we're coming together. Usually, we come together on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Hmm.
But this happens that there was this big article that I posted earlier on the channel about the revelations regarding the NSA and Kamala winning the election. And so, and also, I sent it to Corina. Corina happens to be available at this moment. So we're doing video today instead of tomorrow.
Hmm.
I'm very excited. So let's get started. Let's
Yes.
do protection.
Yes.
Ask for protection. A beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I feel my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources. That I create the good and all the good, and so it is. Okay, so I posted this article earlier, and there's so much to talk about. Quinn and I talked about it for a while. So let's get into it, right, Quinn? And so
Yeah.
let me just I'm gonna read it with you, not the whole because just this beginning part. Okay, so
Okay.
because then it okay, so let's just ask here. Okay, so so this is, by the way, this will hold is that organization that did the there was like a Zoom where they talked about what they have picked up about the election.
Hmm.
So this and then so you can subscribe to their newsletter for free, and they will set. And I received this, and then a couple of people sent it to me, but it was already like on my mailing list anyway. Automatically, but it was good. And I said to somebody, "Okay, great reminder. Let me post it." So let's look at it, Karina. So, okay, as CIA whistleblower, the NSA audited the 2024 election. Kamala Harris won. Math doesn't lie, people do. A buried NSA authorized audit paved the way for this unelected, illegitimate regime. Now, just one thing I also mentioned to Corina, just
Hmm.
about this, we'll look into him in a little bit, but the point is, you should know this, the CIA works outside of the US.
Right.
So he looks like he was a whistleblower for the CIA in the past. Okay. And
Yeah.
then because the NSA is different. So the NSA is a national security agency. That's where they track, uh, I think, electronic things. And that's, I think, also where, remember, Reality Winner.
Right.
Reality Winner was arrested because she was working as a contractor at the NSA, and she found this document, and she made a copy of it and shared with people that are connected to Russia, and so they ratted her out basically.
Right.
So so this should tell you that this because I saw somebody like, oh, but CIA, it's like, don't get confused. And another thing I wanted to say about the CIA, I mentioned this to Corina. There's a woman online who's claiming to be the niece of Jeffrey Epstein. If you do basic research, you will find a lot of tidbits and information that nobody has been able to verify this. She is not. I think she's lying. Okay, that
Hmm.
whoever that one is. And the other thing is when you look at the channel that she posted her interview, the channel also has some Russian-ish content. Meaning, a lot of times conspiracy. I'm not saying some of it is not true, but a lot of times anti-CIA conspiracy theories tend to be connected to a lot of pro-Russian channels. Okay,
Right.
the one that are like, because it echoes talking points of people like what's the name of the guy, the hacker of the NSA, Edward Snowden, and people that are tend to be connected to Russia in a lot of ways, in different ways. So just so you know, just to clarify this, that he had worked for the CIA. We don't know the details. The point is not the CIA. The point is the NSA. Okay.
Right.
Now let's go to the article and share this and read again. Go back to it because we want to get the details. Okay. So in December 2024, I was personally involved in an NSA authorized forensic audit of the 2024 election. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz won. Let me actually make it very big here by a wide margin. Trump lost dramatically. There are multiple layers of complexity to this cover up, including transnational organized crime syndicates that extend far beyond the United States and our elections. To the point, I work in the human trafficking sector, which intersects with the stolen elections and has ties to Trump and Epstein, not to President Biden, Vice President Harris, or Governor Walz, but to the Democrats and other allied interests responsible for bearing the audit. Adam Zarnowski, ex-CIA agent and author of Your Mung, whatever, studying global human trafficking. Now, also, just say this: if you look him up, he is. I don't think he's pretending to be a former CIA person. Let's click here. But at the same time, right? Like it's how do you say it? How do you say it? Like it's like he's not currently associated with these agencies.
Right.
Otherwise, he would not be talking, obviously.
Right.
And also, he's not sharing evidence because that would be classified information. He can't. He's just making these statements, just to be clear where we are. Okay, so let's go back to that. So does it make sense? It's sort of like what he did is like he's saying, it's like he is saying these things. Okay, so authorized, NSA authorized. Okay, here it is. So in an exclusive interview, former CIA operative Adam Zarnowski laid out pieces of an intricate network of bad actors and covert operations behind transnational organized crime and the stolen 2024 election. Some of his disclosures confirmed long-held suspicions. Others were shocking, exposing connections between organized crime, political operatives, and global power brokers. Adam's testimony paints one of the clearest and most disturbing pictures yet of how the cover-up was orchestrated and why it has remained buried. His free book expands on this testimony, making these intricate networks impossible to ignore. He explained that none of his revelations are classified. He has full authorization to speak and is prepared to testify under oath. Having personally assisted the NSA in collecting the data, he stressed that a full forensic hand count of the 2024 election, beginning with Representative Victoria Sparks, must be this country's top priority. The completed NSA audit results have been submitted, yet so far have been met with silence. That silence is not just political inertia. It's a cover for how the 2024 election was subverted. And at the center of it lies the machinery itself, the ES&S, and the quiet installation of their own backdoor through the ACO 1188. So this is okay. It's a whole. So I'm not going to get into all this details because it's really super detailed.
Right.
What we're going to talk about now, and if you want to read it, of course, I'm going to post a link, and you guys have seen the link on my post, and it's going to be linked. So we're going to talk about basically the core claim here, right? That there was an NSA, and also I think there is, now that I've read some of that, you could see that there's something misleading a little bit about, he's saying NSA. So NSA, what was it? The word he used was NSA authorized forensics. So it's when we say an NSA authorized, does it say that it was like, it wasn't, you could say that it wasn't necessarily, it's like it's a way for them to say it wasn't us who did it. Doesn't make sense. What do you like, right?
Yes.
But they're behind.
They want him to speak. They want him
That's right. Okay. So this is that. Now, again, if you go to this page, he does make a lot of he does not sound like, I'll just say it, it does not sound like a person who is very careful. He just says it. He's like organized, he says it. So it will trigger in some people probably some sort of whoa, is he some sort of conspiracy theorist? But I don't think a person would I don't think he's lying about this. Okay. Right? Yeah.
I don't.
Okay. So let's see here. Let's actually, just 1 second. Let me just pause. I'm sorry I'm making all these it's okay, right? If I make this.
Yes, absolutely. It's very important.
And by the way, for entertainment purposes only, right?
Absolutely.
Discussing. Okay, so you can look him up. He's on LinkedIn and everything. So Corina was just saying, right, Corina, that you pick up that he's legit. And when Corina and I looked, it's yes, he was telling the truth. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. And then, I was personally involved. So yes, he's telling the truth. So I guess
Yeah.
because he said he submitted this, or he or this reporter submitted, and there was met with silence. So, oh,
Of course, of course.
and so the question, this is the first question is, okay, it's funny. The first question that came to me was, has Kamala Harris seen this report? So, okay.
Uh, yeah, she knows. She's known for a long time.
Okay. And it shows me, yes, and that she's known about it from the day. And I see that she wanted, and I think this is, and maybe this is a controversial thing that I don't have the complete answer, and maybe, and that, so I think she wanted things to come out then. I do think she did. And
Yeah.
also see Biden being can't for several reasons. I think they were afraid of some sort of civil war and all those things, or whatever, right? But
Yeah.
the question is, then she has seen it, she knows. So again, I'm going to ask this question: why didn't the Democrats and Kamala Harris and Biden, whoever up there in the government, do something then? I mean, like we said, I know that there's something, things have been done. There's continuity of government. There's this and that. But why? Because again, it to us it feels like it would have been easier if that's, it's just something that was always going to come up. Why
Right.
was nothing done then? No, it shows me that Biden put a, like, when you have like a theater, or like it's like a, even the airport, when you have the line and you have those like things that stand to separate, to not let the crowd go to
Right.
a different line. I forgot the name of that, but he put, is that guardrails? There's some guardrails, I guess.
Yeah.
Hard to believe, but at this point, right?
Yeah.
But there are these guardrails, and he is telling her we can't do it now because it's a, we have shared the evidence with people have this information. Why did they let it slip? Why couldn't, it was too dangerous then. It's
Right.
better to let them think that we don't know anything. That's what I'm getting. Even
Right.
though he's destroying the economy,
Exactly.
even though and say, yeah, it's saying, Rose, you don't understand. It's sort of like it's a 9/11 type scenario, okay, that we're
Right.
dealing with here. And still, but still, I understand. I kind of get why it's too dangerous. We will know it. I get, like, we will know at the end of it why we couldn't, once the whole story comes out. But right now, we just
Exactly.
have to trust it. Is what I'm understanding.
Right. And they just gave me a vision of, remember all those drones in the sky? Remember all the drones and stuff? We couldn't. It was very dangerous at the time. It was very dangerous for the public at the time. They had to make the best decision for the American people. And even though it doesn't look like that was the best decision, it is, because we have to see this man for what he is. We know, but a lot of people have to see this man for what he is, and we had to let this play out, apparently. So now, she's known for a while, but to me, it's now is the time for all this to come out. That's why this guy is speaking. It's getting into the ethers. It's about to break open. It's legit. It feels so right and real.
Okay.
Because it is.
Yeah. So I guess let's see this. So this report exists, right? And it's forensic audit. And where, so I guess let's ask what's next.
Yeah,
Okay.
what happens next?
Okay, so what's next? Okay, now, okay, what's next? Because again, we have to remember this is not anything official, right? Obviously, the Trump government would never issue something like that. So it's just the first. What it is basically somebody talking about something in a way that feels credible, right? But where does this go next? What is next now that this information is out?
Wow.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just had an image of, like, they have a baseball bat, and I can't even see who. It's just everybody has a baseball bat, and they just are hitting Trump's feet out from under him. So what it came to me as, this whole thing with Epstein, they can see the weaknesses. They know, how a narcissist will attack your weaknesses, what you think, they pick up on those little things that bother you. Well, people that have this information and know that Trump didn't win, we need to take him out, we need to take him down, are now going to play on those weaknesses. Mm-hmm. So this whole Epstein thing weakened him tremendously and gave even his followers a bad taste in their mouth. So this is the perfect time to start bringing this information to light. Mm. So that's what it is. It's a rollout of them hitting Trump's feet with the baseball bat, taking his feet out from under him. Hit him while they're down. That's what they're doing.
Okay. But let's say concretely, is the government, it's like, what doesn't make sense, because we get it, like they're doing these things and nothing, but still he's the president, right?
Right.
But what I mean is, like, so let me say, so what is exactly concrete? So he shares this, and I see, even funny, I see the New York Times beats, and people are like, hey, it's true to talk. Like, no, they don't want that to come out. The media is not going to push for this to come out. So what about the government, right? What about, it's saying they already have the information. So what are they waiting for? What is that? Because why? Okay, let's ask a question like this. Now that this information is out, why can't they just take Trump down? Trump and his old administration.
Right.
It's saying, because they're collecting still information about the treason. I mean, again, it sounds hard. It's like, because to us, there's a great urgency. And okay, so tell me more. It's saying he's gonna fall by his own like he knows it. We know he's fake. He knows it's fake ultimately. Yeah. And the thing is gonna fall by his own. He's gonna fall by his own sword, I guess, is what I'm gonna say here, because he's so bad, because he's so inept. And then, now what about, does this invalidate? How is this going to play out in his removal? Is this going to play a role? Is the public going to be talking about it more? It's saying they're going to try to really shut up people who talk about it. They're going to try to create a different conspiracy. You know how they always do that. If something's going to come out, they're going to say, oh, there's a conspiracy. The NSA has a report that Obama was doing something. They're going to release something like that.
Yep.
But it's saying they're too disorganized already.
Right.
And so, okay, what else? No, I still see that the last resort really is the military, but at the same time, I do think that it's nothing. The administration has to be removed before an actual statement is going to be issued.
Right.
Sense for now, because so nothing is going to happen from within the Trump. I mean, does it make sense what I'm saying? Like, in the way it's saying that the military is like, it's saying the continuity of government people will do something about it. Mm-hmm. And so, and I even see, I know it sounds crazy, Mike Johnson having to be like turned, what happened with Mike Pence, right? At the 6. And after that, it's like he will be told, I think he may already know and stuff like that, but they have to play along, is what I'm understanding. Yeah. Right. I mean, again, I'm not, because the situation is just too crazy for me to, like, it doesn't fall into this like straight line either. So it is hard to, it still isn't, even as I tell you all of this, it is hard to understand how it's come to this, but that's what I'm saying. So know that this article has been published. Let's go back to some sort of timeline. What else? No, it's saying there's push. They're going to get more. Even it's saying you may think it's small, but a lot of people have had the thoughts that we have had, and it gets shared and it increases. So it's saying keep sharing, keep doing something, keep talking about it,
keep talking,
and then keep asking your congressperson to, like, so putting pressure, because it makes them very nervous. And then a question that a lot of people asked. Was this report the reason why Kamala came out with her statement? Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that because also she's writing a book, by the way. So today came out that she's publishing a book about her election, what it was like the 107 days that she was campaigning. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So So okay, I feel like this. They may have been because she already has this information, number one. Number two, it has to act with, I say two-faced, but it's sort of like she has to pretend like she doesn't know this
Right.
while
She does.
keeping her profile like high profile.
Yeah.
So
She's
so
going to run for governor. She's just playing along with just to keep things silent.
that's right. And then because she knows she has to be public, she has to because it's saying the moment if she were to say, look, here's the evidence, that would be she could be right. Like that's when they would really go after her.
Exactly.
She can act like that. She can be like, oh, there's something. So it has to be not, it cannot come from her. It's saying that as a prosecutor, it's sort of like the law has to be the one that does something, not her herself.
Right.
So she has to wait basically at this point
and with that, with everybody, they almost all have to wait, because honestly, the best way for it to happen is for Trump to fall by his own sword, take himself out, so nobody can put the blame on anyone but him. You know, it's not like, oh, she did it, or they did it, or they lied and took him. No, he dropped to the ground on his own. He's going, he needs to bring himself down. So it feels like that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for that final moment of him bringing himself down.
Okay, so also another question. So going back to the moment, so whenever Trump is removed, is it because I see what I saw, and I think you still see it too, just kind of summarizing what we just talked about, that basically this information is going to keep popping up. But it's not going to, the downfall of Trump is not related to whatever information is public. He's going to be removed, and then the information comes, correct? And then the facts, that's what it feels like to me. That doesn't make sense what I'm saying, Corina, that like first he goes and then everything is revealed. Is that how, let's see.
I think there's going to be a lot of talk about it, but the actual proof and everything comes after he's gone.
That's right. But and then I mean, like as he is removed, this, because I see this, if they have all of it, they will weaponize it and
exactly.
I don't think they can have.
No,
it's saying it has to be done by surprise, whatever is done to Trump, to remove, because like he's saying those words, he'll be treated like a terror, like it's a form of terror attack against the U.S.
It is. It's treason. It's traitorous. I mean,
but still, but my mind still goes to that place. If it was treason, why didn't they do something then? Why couldn't it be done then? No, okay. You know what it tells me? It does tell me, it goes back to that. In fact, as hard it is to kind of grasp it or accept it, there was resistance within the Democrats. Some of them didn't want to. Doesn't make sense, Corina. I think there may have been ways to actually do it, but I feel like there's a lot of people who are Democrats, like, well, let's not rock the boat kind of people.
Yeah, let's just, we'll just
doesn't make sense. So that's what I pick up, that in fact there was some, not too many, that were in her camp and said, okay, let's fight it. And I was like, well, but it's going to be this, like, but it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed that there would have been a civil war. It could have been like, more violent, like you say, the drones and all that. But it's saying this time, the thing being on the download and being as a continuity of government issue, then says that because of this, then the people that were the doubters or the blockers are not going to have their way.
Right.
And I have a question. Are these Democrats, some of them, sort of Republicans in the end, or are they just cowardly?
I get both. There's a little both.
Okay.
Both.
And they say the men, men are too nice. Like, oh, we're friends. We want to be it's like, oh, I want to be bipartisan. I want everybody to get along. And it's like, it's like the leopard in my face. You don't become friends with a leopard. It's going to eat you.
Exactly.
So
then they get cowardly.
So no, you don't become friends with the leopard. So that's right. So that's what it is that those people are. And I see that Trump is like, yeah, they didn't say anything. They didn't. So it's better to let them think this until the right moment. And then it's saying those people that were, this is what's crazy about it, they were inside the government, Biden's government even, they're not allowed to then intervene because they're out. Does this make sense? So it has to be something completely done by the government. That's right, by the government, meaning by the military. Otherwise, there would always be like, oh, but it's the Democrats. It was Biden. It's not true. It was true. Does this make sense?
Exactly.
So that's why it has to be something like a different body.
Right. That's why I think now at this point, they're waiting for him to bring himself down. Be so easy that way, because who are they going to blame?
But he's not going to, well, I mean, he's going to be, okay, he's
going to be removed, but it's because of his own actions.
That's right. Just clarify, because it's not in his personality. He'll never, right? He's never do something like that for, right? So unless he has a gun to his head, even no, I don't think he will. But he's not, right? That's right. So he's just removed, and then, so okay, so then I guess the next question is, what can we, as the audience, expect to happen in the next 1 or 2 months, whatever, 1 to 2 months, okay? Right. So especially today is July 31st. What can we as an audience expect to happen about this in the next, let's see. So that would be August and September. Okay, so let's see August 30th and then September 30th. Okay, so related to, let's say, where is, oh, I love doing that. Like, where's, okay, let's see, Kamala, let's just look at Kamala, Trump, and JD Vance.
Okay. You know, I want to say, because it's coming to me right now, and I'm getting, we're not going to hear any of this from our own press, but we might hear from other countries. And, you know, Spirit's telling me we have a lot of viewers in other countries, and maybe they could reach out to their newspapers to start helping us publish articles on this stuff. Okay. So if you live in another country, reach out to newspapers to get them to help, because our press won't do it. So Spirit's saying, hey, help us if you live in another country. Okay. All right. So, okay. So that's good. Okay. But let's go now, close our eyes here. Close our eyes. Okay. Let's go to August 30th. Where are Trump? Okay. Is that okay? Like, I didn't want to interrupt you, but if you have more to say, like, no, that
was a message. Okay. All right. So let's go to, so it's August 30th on the calendar. Where are Trump, Kamala, and JD Vance? Do you mind, okay, if we go to September 30th, because I want to check a few things, okay, Corina? Okay. Before I say, because that could be, so okay, now September 30th. Okay. Okay. All right, so, okay, so can I, go ahead. Okay. So, it's funny, I first, on August 30th, I see the scene of Trump, and it's like, he's not wearing president clothes. It's just like in the room, like, okay, yeah, like answering some questions he doesn't like to. It's like, whatever. And then I see that JD Vance is like getting off a yacht or something, like, oh yeah, my time is coming. He's excited, like, and then I see Kamala getting. Remember how you used to talk about the red phone? Yeah. She gets a call. She's not in the anything related to the government, physically speaking. I see her getting a call. Then I wanted to check, because I wanted to see, right? So then when it's September 30th, then she's waving to people. Everybody's like, there's rallies, but like, we made it. She's saying to the public, and everybody's so going crazy, so excited. And then I see that JD Vance is like, I don't know if he's arrested. He's in some sort of a custody. And he's like, because he's an attorney, he's like, don't worry, I know Peter's gonna get me out of here. It's okay. And someone's like, he's not here anymore. He left for another. He escaped. And Trump is definitely in the, some sort of like military prison, hospital, whatever that is. So, and then so it's over. Definitely. So that's what essentially that it looks, and again, guys, be careful with timelines. because it's not always, doesn't mean exactly it's going to happen that way. And there's so many different moving parts,
right.
But okay, so that's what I
Yeah.
picked. Now you go.
I saw pretty much the same. It was like Trump was, he was strapped down to a hospital bed.
Oh, interesting. Sad for him, though.
And he was, yeah, no, you know how he would, he's strapped down, and Nurse Ratched is right by his side. He was no longer effective whatsoever. And the same vision, Kamala is taking her rightful place by September 30th. That's what it felt like to me too. Like change is coming. You know, I feel like faster than we think, and it crazier than we think. But I did see the same thing. To me, it feels like we will know change. Wow.
So, yeah. So I have a question because again, and guys, you know this. It's something that has never happened in American history, and there's no way I'll never know exactly the details. We also have been told right in the past when we try to find out to know it's not for us to know the exact details of the plans that the government has for itself. Right, it's not the point to know exactly. But I guess my question is this all makes me think of 9/11. So so when this, because it's going to be a shock no matter how you slice it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not that I think people know the guy is not fit to, even his own base doesn't like him, whatever. So, but the removal and the shit, like putting somebody back, how is this like, is how, I guess I want to compare it to 9/11. How is this going to be different or similar to 9/11 in the consciousness and in the facts and in the, like, okay, so.
You mean from in the American people?
Yeah, because 9/11, because I still remember when I was, of course, in New York when it happened, right? But there was no, a lot of times there was no cell service. And then the people were, President Bush was in an airplane because they didn't want the public to know where he, of course, right? So that the terrorists couldn't get him.
Yeah.
So but it was like nobody knew where's the government. Like that was that, right? There was a period where like, who's in command? Who's in charge? What's going on? So that kind of thing, I was once actually. So how different? And I don't mean like, it's not that I'm not saying that it's going to be like a building is going to collapse like that. No, but what I'm saying is like for the disruption of everyday life, because remember there was no flights for several days. Right?
Yeah.
And so how similar or different is it going to be from 9/11? Because that was the only thing that I think I can remember in terms of like terrorism and disruption in the day-to-day. Okay, so, okay, markets closed. 2 days. Okay, holiday. Okay, it's interesting. So maybe it could be September, like close to September 1st. Right, because there's Labor Day. Okay, so tell me more. What else happens? And I see nobody. It's going to be very quiet, and then it happens. So it's the difference is that it was like very quiet, and there's his announcements. I mean, he's saying he was already collapsing, and it was pretty clear that he was going to have to go. But everybody thought that JD Vance, that's what's like JD Vance was going to take over. It was like and the tech bros were happy about it until, and this is why, and this is how the election information is going to make a difference, is that if the whole administration is fake, like it was not like normally it was a coup basically.
Right, exactly. It was
that's right.
Same thing as they tried last time, only they did it differently.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's yes.
So exactly. It's saying that this was like a coup, and it's so that that's right. It's showing that he's going to be shown. It's also possible this could happen. JD Vance is shown. Here's the proof. You know that you know very well that you didn't win, and we can make it easier for you to just like let the next thing, and he's just like, okay, because he's a coward in every sense. And in a way, I feel like he actually feels a little relief because he knows, even if he's so pathetic, really, right? He's not qualified for it. He didn't not only didn't he didn't win, but he's also, and I see, okay, I know it sounds crazy. He's a little bit scared of what Peter Thiel is making him do. Does it make sense? I'm not saying he's a good guy, no. But I think he is aware of if he were to go. Doesn't make sense. Like he could even be, he could be uh, substituted, thrown in the trash. He's disposable if he works for them. So it's not like it was really the ideal situation either. And I see that the wife's like, oh, thank God, like she did not want to get into that situation really. So, but anyway, so it will be something very quiet, and but it's saying there was not, the public is going to be happy about it because they know the guy couldn't handle it. Whereas if Trump had been, if the truth, like if it had been done then with Kamala in power, they would have said, "Oh, look, Trump." Anything that happened, like, "Oh, but Trump would have been so much better." Oh, but it's Biden. You know how Jake, and I like to troll Jake Tapper. I'm like, whenever there's like a health episode, you know, Jake, are you writing this book right now about Trump's health? I hope you are. Okay, because everything was like, oh, Biden, everything's Biden about it. So,
it's just so mad.
So that's right. So it's just saying, no, and it shows me that really, in the end, Rosie, it's true. There was a Democrat. There were Democrats also who were. It's not that they were working with Trump, but they don't want any kind of like, they're just very conflict averse.
Right. They don't want to change. Right. They don't want to lose their positions. They don't want to lose their paychecks. They don't want to rock the boat. They just want to go on status quo till they retire.
Right. And I see that, but as soon as the thing happens and Kamala comes in and she's going to appoint, she's going to hire back everybody, like almost everybody, right? Like I think, or more people even going to create a special prosecutor to investigate the Trump administration. Like a whole, almost like I see 600, I don't know how many people, like a whole brand new building just for the crimes of the Trump administration.
Yeah. Investigating the Supreme Court, everything.
And I see that a lot, like you would say, I remember you saying something like that a lot of people are just going to fly away. They're going to move out of the U.S. as soon as it happens. And I see Scott Bessent getting his, okay, let's go to, I think even Switzerland. And I see Switzerland's like, they're going to, I don't know if I have an extradition treaty with the U.S., but they were like, go back.
Yeah, we don't want you. We don't want you. Yeah, which is great. They're going to treat those guys like we tried to treat everybody else. You can't come here.
That's right. That's right. So, wow. So that's that, Corina. How interesting.
Wow. Yep. I would say it's starting to break open. That's why, you know, to me, spiritually, that's why this stuff hits the ethers, because it hits before it really comes out. It gets into people's psyche. So honestly, by the time it all does go down, people are ready, so over what's happening and ready for the change that I don't think there's going to be much resistance. And honestly, for the people that are still stuck with him, if they are still the MAGAs, whatever, they're not a big group, people. They're not. They seem big because they have the voice. They're the loud mouse, you know, the squeaky wheel voice, or it gets your grease. It's like, come on, we can overtake them. They don't overpower us. They just scare us. So those kind of people are going to crawl back in their holes. I'm sorry. They're not going to be welcomed at all. So I think that they're going to put up too much of a fight, to be honest. I don't. Ones that do will be taken care of very quickly.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm telling you, when this changes, there's going to be women taking over that Justice Department, and they're going to be sharks. They're going to be sharks. That's what I get. They're going after everybody.
Wow, wonderful. It's amazing. It's amazing, Corina. So, wow. So that's it, right? Wow.
Yeah. Wow. It goes with the energy we've been feeling, that's for sure.
Yeah, totally. Wow, yeah, but this is it, right? For now, Corina, right? So we have to like really talk about it today.
Yeah, that's what we wanted. We wanted to come on and talk about that.
Anything else you'd like to share? Anything?
No, I'm good. I'm standing in the same place. Our president.
Yes. Great. Okay, great. Well, guys, so thanks for watching, and that's it for today. Okay.
Yes.
All
Bye,
right.
everybody.
Bye. Bye.